This might hurt, but 99% of 3D printing side hustles lose money. For 3 long months, this side hustle was bleeding money, not a single sale. The 3D printers he had bought with so much excitement were now sitting in the corner of his room, gathering dust, surrounded by piles of unsold plastic trinkets. Every time he refreshed his online shop dashboard, it was the same story. 0 orders, 0 revenue, and growing frustration. He had spent almost half a year's living expenses chasing this dream, and all he had to show for it was a room full of products no one wanted. But then, after one strategy call with us at Business Panda, everything changed. We took his $3.30 keychains, items that were barely covering the cost of materials, and turned them into $15 bestsellers. And within weeks, the notifications started coming in. Order received, payment processed, items shipped. Like so many people starting side hustles, he was inspired by YouTube success stories. Video after video promised that 3D printing could make you thousands a month. He saw creators showing off their home workshops, printing cool designs, and selling them online. And he thought to himself, I have good taste. I know social media. I can do this too. So he went all in. He bought 2 brand new printers, invested in different colors of filament, downloaded dozens of free 3D models, and started printing late into the night. He imagined the thrill of shipping his first order, the joy of seeing a 5-star review, and maybe even the possibility of quitting his day job one day. But reality was far less glamorous. Print after print failed. The corners lifted, layers shifted, and some designs simply didn't look as good in real life as they did on the computer screen. When he did manage to produce something, it sat in a box. Weeks turned into months, and the excitement faded into frustration. By the time he contacted us, he wasn't looking for advice on scaling his business. He was looking for a way out. The first trap he fell into was assuming that if the printer could produce a physical object, it was good enough for selling. That's a dangerous assumption. A 3D printer might technically work, but if it's not calibrated perfectly, the quality will never be consistent. In his case, the bed wasn't completely level, which meant that one side of each print was slightly warped. The belts were a little loose, causing subtle layer shifts that made the final product look just a bit off. And because he didn't have a regular maintenance routine, small issues got worse over time. When you're running a side hustle, every failed print is lost profit. We taught him a simple 15-minute weekly tune-up. Check and adjust the bed level, tighten the belts, clean the nozzle, and lubricate the moving parts. The result? Print failure rates dropped dramatically, and the quality was consistent enough to justify premium pricing. His second trap was product selection. He was selling the same things as everyone else. Keychains, phone stands, coasters, all downloaded from free STL file libraries. These designs were already on Etsy, eBay, and Amazon, often sold by dozens of different shops. When your product looks identical to the next sellers, the only way to compete is on price. And in a price war, the smallest shop always loses. The problem wasn't that his prints were ugly. They were fine. The problem was that they had no story, no unique twist, and no emotional hook for the buyer. We shifted his focus from cool things to print to specific problems to solve and specific communities to serve. Instead of making a generic phone stand, he started creating stands customized for a niche hobby audience, complete with color options and engraved designs that mattered to that group. This gave customers a reason to pay more, because it wasn't just a phone stand anymore. It was their phone stand. The third trap was how he used social media. He thought posting a few product photos now and then would be enough to bring in customers, but his feed was basically invisible. Random snapshots taken under poor lighting, no consistent posting schedule, and worst of all, no clear call to action. People might have seen his posts, but there was nothing that made them stop scrolling, nothing that made them click through to his shop. We completely changed his approach. Every product got a short, satisfying time-lapse video of the print coming to life layer by layer. We added behind-the-scenes clips showing him troubleshooting a failed print with captions like, "This is why quality costs more." And we showcased customer reactions, unboxings, and reviews. Instead of treating social media like a gallery, we turned it into a sales funnel. Every piece of content had a purpose and a next step for the viewer to take. Trap 4, pricing. The poverty trap. Finally, there was the pricing trap. He He believed that keeping prices low would attract more customers. He was selling keychains for just $3.30, barely covering material costs. The problem? Low prices often make people assume low quality. By underpricing, he wasn't attracting bargain hunters. He was scaring off serious buyers. We helped him reposition his products as premium items. We upgraded materials, offered custom colors, and added simple but attractive branded packaging, complete with a handwritten thank you note. Then we raised the price to $15. And here's the surprising part. Sales didn't drop, they increased. Because now, customers believed they were buying something worth owning, not a cheap novelty. Once we fixed these 4 traps, it was like flipping a switch. He now had machines producing consistent, high-quality products. He had designs that spoke directly to specific communities. His social media was actively driving traffic to his shop, and his pricing matched the value he was offering. Within 3 weeks, he made his first $15 sale. That one sale changed everything. It proved that the new system worked. From there, momentum built quickly. 2 months later, he was getting orders almost every day, shipping products around the country and making a steady $500 a week in profit. More importantly, he wasn't burning out anymore. He had a clear process, and the business felt exciting again. This story isn't just about 3D printing. It's about how small adjustments in process, product, marketing, and pricing can completely change the trajectory of a business. It's about understanding that more effort isn't always the answer. Better direction is. Whether you're printing custom miniatures, pressing candy tablets, or making fridge magnets, Scheduled makes fridge magnets. Set up for success, a product people actually want, a way to show it off effectively, and a price that communicates value. At Business Panda, we specialize in turning small home machines into real income streams. From 3D printers to candy presses to fridge magnet makers, we help you go from stuck to selling. If your side hustle feels like it's going nowhere, don't quit. Fix the system. Subscribe to Business Panda for more home business tips, and DM us on YouTube if you're ready for your own turnaround story.